Okay, today I want to talk about how you can create predictable income through partnerships with fundraisers. So first, I know a lot of people like to do craft fairs. I'm not knocking them, but there's a huge problem with them. And you can say there's pros and cons with both or with all things, but with craft fairs in general, I've done one or two and I never looked back. I turned away from them. I had to stop because I realized they just weren't for me. So the first thing is when you're doing a craft fair, they're seasonal and they're unpredictable. They're seasonal because there's only a few per year unless you're driving out the city and you're going to these small ones and the big ones, things like that. But then they're unpredictable because you never know who's going to show up. Okay, so you don't know how many customers are going to be there. And then they may not even want to buy your product. And then you don't know if they're able to buy stuff. So another huge thing is it's very hard to scale craft shows. Okay, so typically it's going to be you there at your craft show booth, and you're going to have somebody there working it, taking cash, talking to customers, things like that. So if you have a business partner, you could potentially you go one and then your business partner go to another. But then like if you want to do 10 of them at once, then you're going to potentially have to hire 10 people or 8 people and then pay all those people. But then here's where it gets expensive. There's usually a booth fee or something. So you'd have to pay a booth fee each time you do a craft show. And then I don't know if you pay a vendor fee, and then you'll pay all types of things if you want to try to scale your craft show. So it's very hard to scale a craft show. It's long hours. You get tired, you'll get drained. A lot of times you just come to the end of the day and you're like, man, why did I even do this? Then you got to set everything up. You know, you set your tent up, your tables up, you create all the stuff in bulk to begin with, hoping that you're going to sell it. And then you got to take all this stuff back. And then on top of that, you're competing with other sellers. So there could be people there selling the same thing that you're selling. And then when push comes to shove, the customer, typically the ones at the craft shows, they tend to value cheap prices more than quality. So if you're there competing, there's 4 or 5 people selling a similar product just like yours, but then their prices are cheaper. Well, you just lost. When you take into consideration the booth price, travel price, the time it took you, the labor, and then all of the product, the materials and things, the supplies, I don't know if I said that. When you add everything up on top of any other expenses, when it comes down to weigh the expenses against the profit, typically you're going to see a lot of breaking even. You're going to see barely any profits, a couple $100, maybe a few $100. And that's if you had a really good day of selling. If it was a bad day of selling and there was nobody at the craft show, then really you're probably in the hole a couple $100. So really I want to talk about this hidden opportunity when it comes to fundraisers. So the cool thing is schools and other organizations, daycares, things like that, they need fundraiser solutions year round. So naturally that creates a consistent demand of them needing you all year long. You know, fundraisers give you bulk orders, which means less time spent on individual orders. So for example, you know how a fundraiser works. You're going to hand out your order form, your catalog and things like that. And then there's going to be 70, 150, 200 students that take your order form home to their families. And then all those kids do the selling for you. You sold one time, but in reality, there's hundreds of sales going on under your one sale. It's really the ultimate work smarter, not harder. So then you guys know, you've bought from a fundraiser before. You buy something, it's high price, it's low quality. We all just know that it's for a good cause. You know, it's to be expected. But with your fundraisers, with you and I's fundraisers, we make these awesome personalized wooden products, or it could be crafted, so knitted or metal or plastic or whatever it is that you do. If maybe you're in sublimation, maybe you do cricket, whatever it is. We do personalized things. It's very high quality, and then it's wanted by these folks. That's good news for us because they want that stuff. They're willing to pay a higher price. And then when they see the product, they're going to say, wow, they're shocked. This is high quality. They feel like the price is equal to what they paid for it. So they don't feel like they got ripped off. You're doing a very good deed. You're serving your community in the right way. You're helping the school to get money, raise funds for the things that they need, and you're giving a high quality product to people and their families. So anyways, I just wanted to hop on here, kind of go over that really quick. I know that there's some confusion about what this is, and to sum it all up, just in a nutshell, when you do fundraisers for a school or organization, whatever your craft might be, you provide this product, and it's a personalized product, and you're going to take photos of, say, 10 products. You put it on a catalog, and then you give this catalog to your students. You give it to the school gives it to the students, and they sell all these items for you. Now, of course, all these items are personalized. So when they make an order, they're saying they want this, but you'll receive the order form back that says what they wanted, what names they want on it, how many they want it, and then you'll make them. So then once you make them, you return everything back to the school within that time period that you gave the school. So yeah, this is one of the best ways that you can make money with your craft business. I know this is new to 99% of you, so just comment below if you're interested in this and you want to learn more. I'm actually getting a course together, and then I have been taking some one-on-one coaching. I'm full right now. I only coach 5 people per month at a time. It's full right now. That's closed. I'll let you guys know when that opens back up, but the course will be ready here soon. If you have any specific questions, comment below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.